So welcome back to the Sawmill, friends. We're back at it today, and the guys actually started yesterday on both of these expansions. We're making the farm shop bigger and also, more importantly, making the sawmill building bigger to make room for the new equipment that'll be here next month. Now yesterday, the guys got started pretty early, and this was supposed to be a one-day job for both structures. But as you can see, we got some rain yesterday, and it kind of put a halt on things for about 3 to 4 hours, so they're back at it today. So before I show you guys what we're working on this morning, let me show you what they got done today. They finished up the shop and got all that done. I gotta go back up there though, probably here in about a week or so, and finish up putting up 2 more walls. But the roof is on. That's the most important part because those guys are good at that and they get it done fast. So we're down here today though, putting the extension on the sawmill building. But before you guys see that, let me show you what they got done yesterday, and I'll see you guys back here in just a minute. You guys hang in there. All right guys, today's video was sponsored by our friends over at Brunt, and I was real excited about this sponsorship because I've been wearing Brunt boots since about 2023. That's when I got my first pair, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know what I'm talking about because I post about Brunt boots over there all the time, such as right here. I'm always bringing you guys the receipts when I can, and they make a really good boot, and I just got a new pair from them to go along with this video sponsorship. Let me show you. So these boots are actually called the Sullivan. They're a 6-inch boot with composite toes, which is really important, especially around the sawmill and doing farm work. And I really like these dark colors when it comes to boots like this. So Brunt is so confident about their boots, you can buy you a pair, take them on the job with you, and if you don't like them, you can send them back. That's a pretty good deal. They're designed for comfort straight out of the box without long, painful break-in like many other brands. And that's one of the biggest reasons for me that I love these boots. There's no break-in period. You take them out of the box, you can go straight to work. And guys, these boots have 3 important features that really keep me safe down here at the sawmill that are really important to me. They're slip resistant, they're oil resistant, and they're also, most importantly, heat resistant. So once again, I want to thank Brunt for sponsoring today's video. And guys, I would act now and try these boots out because you can get $10 off your first order. There's a QR code here on the screen. There's also a link down the video description, and also in the top comment, use my code OutOfTheWoods10 to get $10 off your first purchase.
Si no quiere que le ayude más, dígame más. Vaya,
I tell you what, friends, those guys are fast. I've never seen a crew work that fast before. This is the same company that put up this barn that we're standing in right now and the shop last year. And if you're interested in these buildings, they're built by Troyers. I'll leave a link down below to their website. This is not sponsored by Troyers or nothing like that. And toward the end of this video, I will tell you guys how much all this costs as far as the expansions go. But those guys do a great job, and if you're interested in the pole barn, I'd give them a good hard look because they have good prices and they're super fast. The materials came in on Monday and these guys are here on Wednesday ready to go. That's hard to beat. right, guys, it's a few days later, and I'm a sweaty mess. I've been out here cutting hay all week, and you guys will see that on the upcoming video. But I want to show you guys a conclusion here of the barn and how much it costs, etc., etc. The reason I didn't show you guys what was going on when they finished it that evening is because it got dark on us, and these cameras do terrible in low light settings. So we're down here at the sawmill. Let's take a look at this expansion down here, then we'll head up to the shop. As you can see, we're missing 2 pieces of metal up there. They ran short on metal. Hopefully that will be here in the next few days and they'll come back over and finish this up. No big deal, you know, not a lot of bad weather coming over the next week, so we're okay with that. So this right here is the expansion, guys. 24 foot this way. Of course, the opening is 40 foot, just like the rest of the building. 14 foot sidewalls. And what makes this expansion pretty unique, in my opinion, are the bar joists up there. So instead of having a post every 12 feet, that bar joist takes the place. You can actually go up to 30 feet with those. That's a really cool option that Troyers has on these bar joists. You can either go, I think you can go like maybe 16 to 30, I think is the sizes on those, but don't quote me on that. But that's a really good feature because it gives you the option to have a large opening like this right here. That's really nice. If I'd have known about those a year ago, I would have done that over here on the lean-to on 1 or 2 of these sections as well, just so it's wider. I think it looks really good. Another good feature about this expansion are these posts. They use 8x8s instead of 6x6s right there. Bolted those together, they look really good, and I wish now I would have done 8x8s on the original building. Not that 6x6s aren't big enough or strong enough. These 8x8s just looked a lot nicer, I think. They look pretty beefy. What do you guys think? Right there's the difference in size compared to the 6x6. I like them. And something else we did here, we covered up that gable up there because we got another truss in front of it. So I told the crew to leave that metal on there. There's no sense in taking that off. And that's what the original gable looked like, which is also what the gable looks like on the far end. The new gable, it's a whole lot different. All right, guys, so this is the new gable, and it's actually a full gable. This is what I was wanting because the new machine will be sitting over here against this open wall, and that will keep some of the rain from blowing in on it. And I think it looks really nice. What do you guys think? And that ridge cap up there is actually going over this wall at the top, or over the gable rather. As soon as they finish that roof, they will cut that off and make it shorter. And I'm thinking about putting one of those barn quilts right there in the middle. What are you guys thinking about that? Is that a good idea? Maybe put one of those fancy barn quilts up there. I think it would look pretty good. All right, so the last details, guys, I need to add some gutters right here because water will be making a mess down here sooner than later. I do have gutters on the rest of the building. This is going to remain open, no walls or nothing like that. The new machine will be going right here and where I'm standing. Then the rest of it's just going to be open right here, guys. A nice little drive-through to get to the log yard, whatever I'm doing down here, and have some extra dry covered storage right here. A really good addition to the barn, and I'm glad I did it. I'm really happy with it. Now we'll head up here to the shop and look over that, and I'll tell you guys how much all this cost. It wasn't cheap. All right, guys, we're up here in the shop. Now, the original size of this building is 30 by 72. And if you're new to this channel, you may not know this, but my sawmill used to sit right back there when this older building was here that we tore down. It's kind of neat to think about it, that my sawmill sit right there for almost 1,000 videos. That's crazy to think about. So anyways, here's the expansion up here. It's pretty much a lean-to off the side, but we are going to enclose it. And I'll be doing that myself as far as finishing the walls. 36 feet long, 16 foot wide. A really nice addition. I thought about going longer with it, but we got so much dirt back here that me and Richard had to work on doing this erosion control back here with the water. I didn't want to go back any further. There was a lot of dirt right there. We'd have to move out of the way to go any further. That's why I came back to right here and stopped. That's also why the addition also did not start at the front of the building. We came back 12 feet because there's such a big drop off right here. It would have cost another $1,000 in fill to build all this up to have the addition pushed that way. So we just pushed it back a little bit, and I think that's just fine. So it's plenty tall enough, 12 foot over here, and it comes down to about 11 foot on this side, 12 foot centers on these posts. Got some work to do on the floor in here. I'll probably bring some gravel in here, and I'll probably eventually concrete this, but I'm not sure when. I spent way too much money in the past month. But eventually it'd be nice to bring the concrete over here to the wall. But the first thing I got to do, and I'll be working on this, gosh, here in probably 2 or 3 days, close up this shop. I got the metal the other day to finish it. I need to frame this in, put a post right there in the middle, put metal on that side, then over here on the other side. Now originally, I was going to leave these 2 walls up right here and just have one wall open to walk through. Totally changed my mind when I saw this metal come off, because they had to do that to attach these trusses in order to get a good tight seal so water couldn't come through. When I saw how open that was, I was totally against it. I wanted it to be open. I think it looks a whole lot better. What do you guys think? And stuff's gonna get rearranged in here once this room gets complete. So I know what you guys are wondering, how much did it cost? The materials were ordered together for both buildings, so I can't break that down. But I can tell you this, the materials cost right at $10,000 and the labor was $5,000. So $15,000 in both these expansions right here. When you add in the wood and the metal to close in these 2 sides over here, throw in another $600. So almost $16,000 right here. And once I do concrete in here eventually, and lighting and et cetera, probably $20,000. But right now, $16,000. And I tell you what, guys, it's money well spent. This shop right here was plenty big enough, 30 by 72, but having a 16 by 36 extra addition sure is nice. And one more detail I forgot to share, I did have them insulate the ceiling right here. So there's insulation under the metal. Really glad I did that because the original shop has that as well. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video with this shop build. I wanna thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And once again, these buildings were built by Troyers. This is not sponsored by Troyers. I paid full price for all this. But if you're interested in their buildings, there's a link down below. Go check out their website. They serve Northeast Tennessee, I think some of Kentucky and North Carolina as well. If you live kind of far off from Nashville in either direction, just call them up and see if they'll come to your location. They may or may not, who knows. But if you're interested in a pole barn, I can't talk, my goodness. I'm gonna try that again. But if you're interested in a pole barn or a shop or anything like that, they're hard to beat on the price, guys, they really are. So once again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys back here on the next video.